Bunny Mellon's Oak Spring Farm is a historically significant estate located in Upperville, Virginia. It was the home of Rachel Bunny Mellon, an American horticulturist, gardener, philanthropist, and art collector. Bunny Mellon, who had a profound influence on landscape design, was also known for her close friendship with Jacqueline Kennedy, whom she assisted in designing the White House Rose Garden. The estate encompasses several hundred acres and features a meticulously maintained garden and library. The library houses one of the most extensive collections of books on botany and horticulture, reflecting Mellon's lifelong interest in gardening and botanical sciences. The gardens at Oak Spring are a testament to her design philosophy, blending formal and informal elements with a focus on simplicity and natural beauty. First and foremost, Bunny Mellon and her second husband, Paul Mellon, oil and banking heir and art collector, were prone to keep their private lives outside the public eye. However, this was challenging for people of such considerable means. Bunny was named one of the wealthiest women in the USA. She had limitless funds and extraordinary taste to implement her passion for design and landscaping in life. Together with her husband, they owned several houses and apartments in Virginia, Paris, New York City, Cape Cod, Nantucket, Washington, and Antigua, their West Indies island paradise. Each home was tastefully decorated and reflected the inimitable style of Bunny Mellon. Today, we'll conduct a thoughtful and fascinating overview of her 4,000-acre farm in Virginia, the main home Bunny sincerely loved. It is situated in Upperville, Fauquier County, Virginia, nearly 50 miles from Washington, D.C. Oak Spring Farm is shadowed by the Blue Ridge Mountains. The name originates from the old oak trees and natural springs crossing the estate's land. The original historic property included 3 main houses, over 20 cottages, including the guest house, which was built for Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis, and barns. Bunny Mellon acquired Oak Spring Farm through her marriage to Paul Mellon, the son of Andrew W. Mellon. The couple purchased and developed the estate together after their marriage in 1948. The Oak Spring Farm has extensive equestrian facilities. 150 horses lived in the spacious stables, including Sea Hero, the winner of the Kentucky Derby in 1993. Bunny's husband, Paul, was an avid racehorse breeder. 3 capacious heated greenhouses on the land ensured year-round growing, and several lovely gardens offered more than enough room for Bunny Mellon's creativity. Bunny designed and planted numerous significant gardens, including the White House Rose Garden, Monet's Garden at Giverny, and the Potager du Roi at Versailles, and collected rare horticultural books. The famous couturier Hubert de Givenchy was another friend of Bunny Mellon, who sought her advice. Shortly after they met, Mrs. Mellon sent Givenchy an order for 100 dresses. Her vast library, built near her home in 1981 as a gift from her husband Paul, was expanded in 1997. Mrs. Mellon wished that her collection would be helpful to scholars after her death. In 1993, she established the Oak Spring Garden Foundation to maintain and share her rich collections, which included garden art, manuscripts, and rare books, around 16,000 objects. Since Bunny didn't have specialized education in landscaping, books helped her learn about garden design. She started collecting botanical books when she was only 10 years old. The Oak Spring Farm also hosted an orchard, a pool, and a working dairy producing 26 cheese varieties. Overall, there were about 40 structures on the spacious territory. The most historically significant buildings on the property are the main residence, library, and display greenhouse. The five-bedroom house featured a mile-long runway for Mellon's private plane. 120 full-time employees maintained the estate in order. Bunny believed that style was order, and that order brought pleasure. She wanted her houses to feel lived in and loved to put guests at ease. Decorations didn't have to be perfect, but Bunny managed to combine the best items in an unpretentious way. Even First Lady Jackie Kennedy, Bunny's close friend who sought refuge from the press, admitted she would prefer to live in Oak Spring Estate than at the White House. And she wasn't the only celebrity who visited the Oak Spring farm. Among the famous guests were John Kennedy and Queen Elizabeth II. The intensely private Mellons were extremely deliberate regarding their guests. Only close friends were invited, often to ride horses. Bunny considered Jackie Kennedy her dear friend, so she even built a separate guest house for the First Lady on the territory of her property. Architect William Adams Delano of Delano and Aldrich designed the brick house in 1941. It was the Mellons' first residence in Oak Spring Farm. They briefly lived there after their marriage. Afterward, the couple moved to another home in a spacious area, as Bunny Mellon preferred relatively small, intimate houses. The brick house is a three-level neo-Georgian-style home, which in 1960 was transformed into a library, gallery, and storage space to display Mellon's iconic art collection, some of the items dating back to the 14th century. The side gardens framing the estate consist of three tiered spaces leading down to the famous Serpentine Garden. The back lawn is crossed by a mowed path running through a golden orchard grass field. The home's front facade, where Bunny and Paul Mellon lived most of the time, featured an Asian pear tree sprawling against the wall. It boasts peculiarities such as some pieces of Mrs. Mellon's ceramics, embroidered linens, and Bunny's signature blue, diamond-patterned floor in the blue kitchen. The honey house had an adjacent burbling fountain that fed a linear stream running across the stunning. Inside, there is a carved stone bird bath created by William Edmondson, the first African-American folk art sculptor to have a solo exhibition at the Museum of Modern Art in New York. The Mellons' basket house displayed an arrangement of baskets attached to the ceiling. Mrs. Mellon used this room for rest and relaxation. The Oak Spring Garden Foundation now offers this room as a meeting space for workshops, short courses, and other educational programs. The formal greenhouse's exterior boasts a reflecting pool. A mural by the French artist Fernand Renard surrounds its central room. The work depicts numerous real-world objects the Mellons owned and things Bunny was passionate about. Lush plants thrive inside the formal greenhouse, and on top is the original design by Tiffany's artist jeweler Schlumberger. At the end of the pool sits the cake house. It's actually a gazebo that acquired its name because inside, the wedding cake was kept for Bunny Mellon's daughter's marriage in 1968. One of Oak Spring's most distinguishable features is the arbor of pleached Mary Potter crabapple trees, which bloom in mid-April, filling the space with soft white blossoms. Since Bunny Mellon's passing, the estate has been maintained by the Oak Spring Garden Foundation, which focuses on plant biology, botanical art, and the history of gardens. The foundation also supports budding horticulturists and scholars in related fields through various programs and fellowships. Oak Spring Farm stands as a legacy of Bunny Mellon's passion for gardening, art, and her philanthropic efforts to support botanical sciences. The Oak Spring Garden Foundation is generally not open to the public for general admission, but its numerous facilities host researchers, writers, and artists participating in a fellowship or residency program. How did you like this excursion around Mellon's picturesque property? The comments section is open for your suggestions.